The former president's legal saga continues as he faces the aftermath of that historic verdict. Our Jasmine Monroe has the latest on what the local Republican Party believes after the verdict and how polls suggest many of former President Donald Trump's supporters will stick beside him.
Well, that's right. Guilty or not, many are sticking beside him. And although the poll conducted by ABC News indicated some mixed reactions among voters, with a 33% saying a conviction would sway their support away from Mr. Trump, while 44% remain unaffected, which leaves many with the question, will a guilty verdict have any impact in their decision on this November? I got a chance to speak with State Representative Dean Black, and he tells us that after the verdict was read, in less than 30 seconds, the phones rang off the hook in support of former President Donald Trump.
The people see what happened, and they will react and are reacting viscerally, and we need to return to one standard of law in this country. And that's where we're headed, and it's going to happen because Donald J. Trump is going to win in November.
We also reached out to State Representative Angela Nixon, who believes it is so disturbing that people will still vote for him.
Someone who has made statements like he can be in the middle of Times Square and shoot someone and they will find him they would release him and he won't go to jail. Like that's maddening that this is the type of person who's running for president of the United States.
And despite former President Donald Trump's denied appeals request, the sentencing hearing is slated for July 11th, just before the Republican National Convention, where he is expected to be named GOP's nominee. For First Coast News on your side, I'm Jasmine Monroe.
Thank you, Jasmine. Many questions do remain following the former president's conviction, including whether he could pardon himself if he wins back the White House.
Casey Decker is on your side tonight to verify.
Former President Donald Trump has been convicted by a New York jury on 34 counts of falsifying business records. The conviction won't stop him from seeking a second term in the White House or serving if elected.
Here at Verify, we got several questions from viewers asking, if he becomes president again, can Trump pardon himself from these charges in New York? Let's verify. Our sources are the New York indictment, New York penal law, the U.S. Constitution, and the U.S. Supreme Court. The Constitution gives the president sweeping powers to issue pardons, allowing them to reduce or cancel punishments for crimes. The Supreme Court has ruled that they can issue these pardons at any time after the crime has been committed, meaning they don't have to wait for a conviction. There are only two established limits to this power. One, the president can't unimpeach somebody, including themselves. Two, the power applies only to, quote, offenses against the United States, meaning federal crimes. Pardons for state crimes go through a different process, which varies by state but often involves the governor or some sort of pardon board.
Trump's conviction is for state crimes, not federal. He violated New York penal law, falsifying business records in the first degree.
So we can verify, no, Trump could not pardon himself in the New York case if he gets reelected as president. Presidential pardons apply only to federal crimes. Trump is the subject of several ongoing federal criminal investigations, and whether he could pardon himself in those cases is a topic of extensive debate amongst constitutional scholars, one that would potentially have to be settled by the Supreme Court. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
Thank you, Casey. And this is a developing story with a lot of information still to come. We will continue to follow the story on air and online. And for the very latest details and what's coming next for the former president, you can search for this story on firstcoastnews.com and also on our First Coast News app.